Greetings, everyone. As you know, I have spent a number of months since COVID, just trying to reach people spiritually and trying to build my own faith, my own spiritual life, my own prayer life, and have been able to reach out to a number of you on Facebook and YouTube, particularly as I try to share with you the encouragement. All right, so not too long ago, I sent out an evaluation form, and I really thought more people would have responded to it so I could get a better feedback as to what and where I should be headed with live prayer meeting that we offer online. But unfortunately, I only had responses from a few people. Nonetheless, I want to thank all of you who took the time out to actually share your thoughts with me and for your openness, your honesty about where you think I can improve or where you think the offering of the live prayer meeting can be improved. On that note, I would like to take this time, first of all, to share with you some of the findings. So please bear with me as I go through this, and I'm hoping that as I go through it, you will get a better perspective of probably where I'm headed as time goes by with the online prayer meeting. As I said a few weeks ago, there is need for me to change the day, most likely, because as you know, I started the prayer meeting on a Wednesday evening, which is typically the evening when we would have prayer meetings here in Portsmouth. But because very soon it is expected, based on how things are going, it's expected that probably the normal prayer meeting will continue. And so I have to begin to make projections for where we're heading. So on that note, let me thank you all for being able to take the time, number one, to look at this video. I will definitely put this on my YouTube channel because I think that's the place that you will be able to access all the information. And I also want to ask you to consider subscribing to my YouTube channel so that when I do things like this and when we have other live activities, that you will be able to get notifications if you hit the little bell, and also to follow and to be a part of what this group and this ministry that I'm trying to build and grow through the grace of God will be doing going forward. On that note, let me share with you what this whole experience has been. As I said, the data is from an evaluation and also of and projections for Influences live online prayer meetings. So first of all, let me thank the 31 respondents for taking the time to give me feedback on for your openness and your honesty, and also for your willingness to support the online prayer meeting going forward. As I said, there were 31 respondents. There was about 3 males, interestingly just 3 males, and 28 females. Clearly, the majority of the people who tune into the prayer meetings are women. I see it in the comments, as a matter of fact, over time. And I don't know, maybe men look and they don't respond, they don't write. It's a possibility. But I get the sense that the majority of you who follow the prayer meeting are women. Nonetheless, it is open to both men and women. It's open to young people. Prayer meeting is for everyone. Let me just establish that right here. And so as you can see, a large proportion of the respondents were female as well. The age range rather of the respondents, the majority of the respondents were between the ages of 41 to 50. And most respondents were between ages 30 to over 61. Very interesting going through. Again, I will say the prayer meeting is for everyone, including young people. And I do know that there are people younger than 30 who follow the prayer meeting. I see them sometimes online, but this is the reflection right there based on respondents. The question about the regularity of people, whether they view or not, so I have 97% of the respondents or constant viewers of the prayer meeting and participants of the prayer meeting. The other 3% I still value, and I'm thankful, even if they are not regulars, but they take the time out to come to view the prayer meeting and be part of the prayer meeting from time to time. Frequency of viewership, we have 52% of these people view on a weekly basis, 13% on a bi-weekly basis, and 36% randomly. That is, whenever they get a chance to, they would watch the prayer meeting. That says a lot to me as well. I mean, in terms of the frequency, I'm happy that 52% rather view weekly, which means it's great. It's above, the half mark, so to speak. But I still think that it's important that I know those things so that I can determine whether I should continue having weekly prayer meetings or do it every 2 weeks or just once a month. What is it? So it's great when 52% are actually viewing weekly. So it seems like a substantial amount of people are looking forward to a weekly prayer meeting. The question of whether Wednesday is suitable, as I said, Wednesday was the chosen day because that's the day that we would normally have prayer meeting. And so I was really catering to the people from my parish specifically, but as you can see, this has grown beyond Dominica and exceeded, shores, the Caribbean and the international world. And for a lot of you, 77% says yes, Wednesday is suitable. 13% says yes, but we prefer another day. 10% says no, Wednesday is not suitable. And so 23% would prefer another day pretty much. And I believe if we had more people, maybe I will get those kinds of responses that could have increased as well in context of the day, the suitability of the day for people. The preferred days and times were that Wednesday, as I said, 7 people preferred Wednesday, 1 preferred 8 p.m. and the other 7 p.m. is fine for them. 3 people prefer Tuesdays. Some 7 people said any day is fine, so that gives me hope there. That's like 10 people I can pretty much have a level of flexibility with. Mondays, 2 people said Mondays, and weekends, 2 people said on weekends. Clearly, as I said, I prefer a weekday because once you go to church on the weekend, you want something in close to midweek or within midweek that is going to continue to keep the fire burning of the Sunday blessings that you experience, and also to kind of motivate you. Mondays can be long and hard and tough, and then of course Tuesdays, so you kind of go into the Wednesday zone and late Tuesday into Wednesday. Tomorrow, I hope you guys understand that if I choose Tuesday, because I suspect it's going to probably be that kind of day to have the prayer meeting. What platform people use most frequently to view the online prayer meeting? And 60% of the people said via my Facebook page influences. 27% of you said via the YouTube channel. Again, I'm just beginning my YouTube channel, very few subscribers at this time. So I'm not surprised, but I still find it's a very substantial number, 27% of people who take the time off to go to view via the YouTube channel. I would like to see that grow, most certainly. And then I started trying on my own personal Facebook page, which is not something I may continue, but also significantly 13% of people view via my personal Facebook page called Sees Paul. It's an experiment in terms of where is the best place to have this, but I think it will be on the Facebook page influences. That's the main page for most people, and then of course on my YouTube channel going forward. As you can see, the most suitable platform to view, 37% of the people, of the respondents said Facebook, the Facebook page influences. 33% said on my personal Facebook page, that's crazy, and 30% says on the YouTube channel. So it's slightly different from the first question. I'm asking here, which is your most suitable platform to view the live prayer meeting? And the previous question was, where do you view the program? So even if they view it in one place, they do have their own preferences. It means that I can actually continue using all 3 pages, but I would want to phase out my personal Facebook page and just focus mainly on influences, Facebook page, and YouTube channel. For the people, if you are one of the 33% who prefer to use the Facebook page, I would want to suggest to you that you subscribe to the influences Facebook page instead, so that whenever it's on Facebook, you can view it, or you can subscribe to my YouTube channel where you can also view it. And the YouTube channel is the same name, Influences by Sees Paul. On YouTube, you're going to find me. I ask people, what is it they like about the prayer meeting? And some of the responses were praying for each other and singing. Also the participation. Someone said it is real, the authenticity about it, the host as well, and it's spiritual. Another person said they like everything. They are thankful for the moments of prayer. It helps them to recharge their spirit and to connect with God and with God's people. Someone else said the sharings and teachings. I take that very, very seriously. Another person said the praise and worship, the drumming, and genuine heartfelt prayers. Fellowship and international following. It helps to keep my prayer life alive. Very uplifting to worship God apart from Sundays. Makes me feel close to my church and back home. That one was very encouraging, because I know some of you who are actually viewing the prayer meeting on a regular basis, and you do say how much you miss home, and that helps to bring you closer to what you know, to be praised, to be worshipped, to be church. And another one person said, very participative, they love the praise and worship and the intercessory prayers. To the question, what respondents like least about prayer meeting? What is it you like least? One said, all is good, nothing. They just like everything, it's just all good. Others said small distractions, sometimes drum and music not clear. I want to speak about that a bit, because I want to say to you that I'm doing this from my home. This is from a very humble setting, you would say, and as time has been going by, I've been learning. There are people who have written to me and given me basic suggestions. Other people have tried to help me in different ways. I've changed even like the room where I've tried to do the hosting of the prayer meeting, because where I did it the first few times, it's very small, and I've tried to bring it to another room where there is a bit more space, and maybe it can accommodate one or two other people. Also, the acoustics are different down where I do it now in comparison to where it was. And so it's something that I'm working on. There's a lot to be done as far as enhancing the song, and I'm quite aware of that. And it's something that I would like to improve on. To view those things take resources. I do this very, very free. When I say free, I have absolutely no monetary support, you see, as I'm doing this. Everything is truly on my posting, you could say. And so it's very humble, and I'm hoping that as time goes by, if I can just grow, that I will be able to improve on the song, on the room, so that you can get a better song going forward in doing those lives and those other activities. So I just wanted to establish that this is the reality. I'm working on it, as I said, and hopefully we can improve as time goes by. Someone said there's not enough songs of praise. Again, I want to say that it is not a concert. A prayer meeting is not just to sing. Prayer meeting is different from just having, just like singing a whole set of songs and not stopping and praising and talking to God and listening to Him as well, getting the sharing going, getting other people to testify, etc. The prayer meeting is holistic. It does not just comprise of one thing. Okay, so I just want to establish that, but I take it that someone wants a bit more praise in what we do, a lot more songs, I assume, but different prayer meetings can take different formats, different shapes, but there is almost, you could say, certain elements that every prayer meeting will have that we have to bear in mind. Someone said the monotony. Again, prayer meeting will have a certain format, but I know for a fact that I've tried to change up a lot of things in different weeks. There are times that I would start with the Divine Mercy chaplet, and then other times I would start with another type of prayer, other times. So I've tried to change it up, but again, you will find some key elements as you go by. And so if that's monotony, then I'm really, really sorry. But the truth is, if you're talking about a prayer meeting, there are things that you are going to have that are almost happening every week. Okay, but I will make my effort to try to change a few things anyway, nonetheless. Another person said it's a bit too long sometimes. If you came and you just wanted an hour, I would say, hey, no big deal, spend an hour with us, and then if you have to leave, that's respected. So I don't think that, I've tried to keep the prayer meeting as a matter from about 7 to about 8:30, sometimes going towards 9, based on what's happening on the Holy Spirit leads, based on people's responses. I would probably go up till 9 p.m. Typically, we have prayer meetings up to about 2 hours for the max. And so I've tried to keep it within 1.5 hours to 2 hours, again, based on what's happening. But I respect that person's view, that's your view. And as I say, if you really have to leave, then no big deal. Just say, hey guys, I have to leave. But we appreciate your coming for whatever period of time that you can spend with us. Another person says sometimes too much talking, should have more worship. Here we go again, similar to the songs, not enough songs of praise. Again, you see, I hope you guys are seeing how different people are responding. Saying, one person would say it's too long. If you go further down, you will see another one saying praying too long, okay? And another one saying it is too short. And these are different people responding to the same question. One person wants more sharing versus testimony. So sharing is also talking. So I hope you all are getting the picture that I won't be able to please everybody with a live prayer meeting. And I don't think anybody having a live prayer meeting will be able to please everybody. And what I would like to encourage you all to understand is, please do not view a prayer meeting as a concert or a session or some kind of performance, because it's not. A performance, a concert is different. Okay, a prayer meeting is, yes, it's interactive. You will have sharing, you will have time to just listen. You will, and unfortunately, because we can't have dead song, you could say online or live, so we try to just flow. But in reality, if you come to a real prayer meeting, there are moments when you have to stop and think. There are moments that you have to pray. There are moments that you have to be quiet. Moments you have to listen to the word, etc. So this is what prayer meeting is, okay? If it's just for me to put on a night of just singing and praising, that can be done. But in reality, this is a prayer meeting. So it's different from praise and worship session in comparison to prayer meeting. I want you all to know that, because there are times that we have live praise and worship sessions. We used to before, and this, it will take a completely different shape from what we have as prayer meetings. So I just wanted you all to understand that, okay? So I'm trying to meet everybody's need, but clearly sometimes it may not meet yours, and other times it may. So I hope we can give and take in this situation. Ways respondents can support the ministry. 12 respondents are willing to make a financial contribution, some monthly. Some said refreshments and water donations for the team by sharing with friends on social media. Yes, that's so important. Share it with other people. I always say that every evening. Please share the live, let people come and join us. And thinking about it. Someone said they're thinking about it, and 3 people said no, not right now. I'm not one to ask people to give, but if you feel it in your heart that you want to make a contribution on a regular basis to keep this ministry going and to help our ministry to be able to acquire the instruments and to better what we're offering, so we can have a better song and improve on the product that we're offering. And find a way to donate to us. If you would like, reach out to me. I can tell you exactly how to do that as well. I do have a PayPal account, so you can also find that out if you reach out to me as well. So yes, support is welcome, and I would appreciate it. Suggestions to improve the prayer meeting: regular reading of the word, and teaching before worship, better the song and musical accompaniment. These are from some of you, the respondents, okay? Plan or produce programs so it flows well and viewers can follow better. I'm not sure what this person meant. Again, as I say, sometimes I plan, I write, I prepare, and the Holy Spirit has a completely different plan, and I go with the Holy Spirit's plan. However, I take it, of course, that it's important to produce and plan. But I am one person, I have a full-time job, and there are other things that I do. And it takes a lot to prepare and present these prayer meetings on a weekly basis. And I've been doing that for several months, almost non-stop. So I hope you all understand that it does take a lot of effort. Dedicate at least one prayer session just to perform songs of praise mainly. Okay. If the host is part of a group, some members must be invited once in a while. More voices, more blessings. Just to say, that has been done. Unfortunately, I've not been able to get them to come as I would like. So that's up to the members of our praise and worship ministry. Initially, they could not because people were grounded, etc. Now they can. And that's one of the reasons why I moved from where I used to have the prayer meeting to another place. And unfortunately, they have not yet capitalized. So I'm hoping someone will look at this video and say, boy, I really need to. But they know the doors are open. I've welcomed them, I've invited them before. Off and on, bring in a co-host and change the routine. You are doing a great job helping God's people with their spiritual life. We value you. Thank you and blessings to you. I appreciate that affirmation from this individual. More interaction with viewers. I have to laugh, but I will see how that goes. Sharing and testimony. One should not replace the other. Very true. So testimony sometimes, and no, somebody wants both sharing and testimony in the same night. Then other people are saying too much stuff. So I hope you guys are seeing for yourself. And I'm happy I did this because you also need to see that I'm not making this up. These are actually true responses from some of the people, well, from the people who responded. to the survey. Sharing and testimony, okay. Have open discussion, invite a priest, pastor, or the leaders to have topics on revelations and the end of time. Currently, we are hearing of wars and so many other things plaguing the world. And so that person wants more to hear from other leaders. Collaborate with service providers and take prayer meeting outside or to different communities on a monthly or quarterly basis. This has been our desire. We've spoken about it. Unfortunately, it's not happened yet, but I'm hoping that it's something that will happen going forward. Of course, if we have to bring it out live, we are going to need resources, we are going to need internet, we are going to need other resources. So hopefully guys like you can support what we're trying to do. And of course, I find that the host is doing a great job, although there's always room for improvement. So maybe as we go along, some ideas might just pop. So I thank you all for those suggestions. And as I said, efforts to improve and to grow on the way. Things I would like you to consider. The program started mainly during COVID-19, during the lockdown period in Dominica. The host produces the program from her home. The host has a full-time job and planning takes time and effort. Prayer meeting can be spontaneous and are not always meant to be rigid based on how the Holy Spirit leads. The day of our prayer meeting will change from the week of the 22nd of November. That's next week. From next week, it's going to change because of the reality of the fact that our church is going to resume prayer meeting on a Wednesday evening. So I am going to change the date, and I can most likely tell you that it will be on a Tuesday. Suggestions are appreciated. As I said, I appreciate your suggestions. Financial support will facilitate the hosting of prayer meetings in and outdoors. So if people are willing to support in any way, shape, or form, I'm asking you to make a big financial contribution. I'm saying if on a regular basis people would contribute something, if everybody who watches contribute at least $1 per prayer meeting, I'm sure that we will go a long way in helping us to see our way with building better this ministry. Again, I'm not asking, I'm in context of saying, hey, this is about money, because it's not. But if you would like to see it grow, if you would like to see the ministry grow, I would welcome support. By the way, a musician comes to support me, and he's not voluntarily for all the weeks that he has come here, all the months rather. And I wish I could give him a stipend personally. I really wish that I could. Better equipment, small stipend for musicians as I have it here, electricity and internet support, etc. would always facilitate what we do. And prayer backing and support from others would assist. Oh yes, the backup prayers, people praying for us as we pray for you, very important. So I just thought these are some of the things that I want you to bear in mind. Again, I wanted to give you a picture of the findings of the survey. Some of you, the 31 of you who took the time to do this, I appreciate it. But the rest of you who did not, and you're a regular viewer of the prayer meeting or participant, I hope that some of that resonated with you and that you will take it into consideration going forward. Let me say that I appreciate each person who takes the time to come and be a part of the online prayer meeting. My goal, as I said, is to continue to serve God. The bigger picture for me is serving God and drawing others to Him. The bigger picture for me is me personally ensuring that I maintain and grow my relationship with Christ. That is why I continue to pursue Him. And in pursuing Him, I'm happy that I can share that as well with all of you. So having said that, I want to pray that the Lord will bless you and your loved ones as well as me, and that He will bless us all and keep us. And we pray for the people who right now are probably going through any difficulty, be it a physical storm or a climatic situation, whatever it is. We ask the Lord to have mercy and to strengthen His people. And I pray that you all will continue to follow the prayer meeting, even if the day will change, that you will be a part of it. And feel free to email me, message me your thoughts and or questions going forward. You can find me again on Influences, YouTube channel, Influences by Cs Paul, or Influences Facebook page as well. You can find me on these. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter, even TikTok. Find me, all right, so that you can share with me your thoughts. Good evening, stay well, stay blessed. Speak to you on time again, all right? See you all around. Thank you.